Hey Moonies, are we all excited? I know I am. So, not only do we now have a trailer for Sailor Moon Crystal, but we also have the leaked opening sequence and the leaked transformation scene. Gosh, I'm excited. So I'm gonna go right out and say this will have spoilers for the trailer, the leaked parts. If you don't want anything leaked, anything spoiled, then not even like the transformation sequence, then you should probably leave. Also, I am going to talk about differences between the anime and manga. So if you haven't read the manga, you've only seen the first anime, and you don't want anything that like will even potentially be in Sailor Moon Crystal spoiled, then again, you should probably leave. If you haven't read the anime and you don't care because this is really just all speculation, then you can probably stay around, and then obviously people who have read the anime, manga. Anyways, I have to admit, when I first saw the stills of Asagi and the rest of the Senshis, I was like, nah, because the stills, the promo stills, looked very, very bad. They, looked kind of rushed, and, I was like, I don't like this animation style, I don't care for it, I wish they went a little bit closer to the original anime. Now seeing it in motion, it's beautiful. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's so much more care put into it than the original anime. A lot more time. The special effects, which you can take or leave depending on your preference. It's just great. I absolutely adore it. One problem I do have that potentially will be a problem with the anime, animation, is it's very, very bright and very, very colorful, which, you know, is good because Sailor Moon is a very bright, cheerful person. It's also kind of bad because, I'm a very dark and twisty person. I like animes that get darker. I like, you know, nightmare fuel. I like shock jock horror. So, one thing that a lot of people don't know, the original story is rated PG-13. The manga is rated PG-13, but the show is, like, I don't think it's even rated, I think it's G. So, obviously there's a lot of stuff we didn't see the first time, and it's actually pretty hardcore stuff for, you know, what you'd expect from Sailor Moon, who for a lot of us, not me personally, but for so many people, it's like, oh yeah, childhood, Sailor Moon, like when we were kids. No, it gets pretty disturbing. Like that's just the first, like kind of disturbing, and that's nothing compared to what shows up later. We have people with their skin melting off. I mean, we have corpses lying everywhere. People literally just get turned to dust like that. Some other stuff, Serenity, Princess Serenity, commits suicide. Like, she doesn't just die in the war like in the first anime. She actually stabs herself in the stomach. And then in another point, Sailor Moon does the same thing. They have the same fate. So yeah, it gets kind of dark. At one point, when they first meet Hotaru, she's like connected to all these machines, and like her body's just like burning from the inside, and she's like dying. And at one point, like Mamu starts coughing up black blood. It gets pretty disturbing like later on. And with this very cutesy, very pretty animation, I'm not sure if they're gonna do that. I'm not sure if they're just gonna play it safe and, you know, maybe cut out some of the horror. I really hope they don't. I really hope they go full on, like maybe not full on gore, like I said, it does get pretty graphic, and that's just like still pictures. So maybe not like quite as intense, but I still want to see like Serenity suicide, Hotaru like hooked up to the machines. I still want to see all of that. So Not sure, but then again, that's judging a book by its cover. I thought the same thing about Madoka Magica when I first watched it. Everyone's like, oh, that series is so dark, so twisty, and I'm like, it's really bright and colorful, and then I'm just like, holy shit. So, like I said, judging a book by its cover, not supposed to do that. Other than that, like I said, the animation looks gorgeous. Some things about the opening, real quick. In the first opening, they did a very good job at keeping any spoilers away. Like, in the Japanese version, which is what I watched, so it's different in the American version. In the Japanese version, they didn't even show the Senshis until they appeared, or right before they appeared. The only 3 Senshis in the opening sequence were Ami, Rei, and Asagi. Like, we didn't even see the other ones. They didn't exist. And so I'm not sure if that means they're not going to be as careful with spoilers as they were last time, or if it just means they don't need to because it's going to go fast. I've heard that this is going to be quite a bit shorter than the first anime. It's going to be about half the episodes, and I'm really glad for that. And I know it might be weird saying I love this show, I want to see it. You think I'd want it to continue forever? No, I'd be really happy if they shortened it by like half, because one of the main problems with Sailor Moon, the old Sailor Moon, was its repetitiveness. And not gonna lie, the manga could get a little bit repetitive, but not as bad as the anime. I mean, it was basically the same fight over and over again for a solid 5 seasons. So with this, if they do only have half as many and they don't cut out all of the Silver Millennium backstory and all of the new Silver Millennium backstory, it should be a lot, better. It should flow a lot better and, get things figured out a lot quicker, because like I said, in the it takes about 30-40 episodes for Asagi to find out Mamu is Tuxedo Mask, and, for them to start falling in love in the first volume of the manga. Like, literally. End of book 1. They figure it out, and their love starts to grow, and that's good, because it, like, in the first anime, it was like, oh, we hate each other, bam, we find out we're in love, go. Where here it's like, they find out rather quickly, and then the actual romance can start, and it's not just, oh, we're together because our past lives. It's like actual romance. And then also by like, it takes like 40 episodes for Sailor Venus to arrive, and Venus is the last one to arrive of the inner Senshis, and like first arc of book 2, there she is, like ready to join the gang. So, and I'm pretty sure by book 3 they're already on to the Chibiusa arc, so it goes a lot faster, and so hopefully it will here too, because I like filler, I just don't like that much filler. And but along with pacing, we also finally saw Queen Serenity, who I think looks too much like Asagi. They didn't change her hair color, they didn't really make her face look different, but that could be Princess Serenity too, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, the clip wasn't all that great, it was kind of hard to see everything. We saw the Shitenu, and Queen Beryl, and Queen Metalia, which is great. I really hope they keep the Shitenu as Mamu's guardians. What happened in the first series is they just completely cut out the fact that the Shitenu were, in a past life, basically Mamu's Sailor Senshi. The equivalent to Mamu, what the inner 4 Senshis are to Asagi. and they just cut it out completely, the black and white bad guys, which is fine, but I'd really like to see, everyone's just like, oh, as long as they have Jedi, Zozite and Kunzite together. Actually, despite my big video about homosexuality in Sailor Moon and how much I love Zozite and Kunzite together, I hope they don't do that in this series, because it is not canon to the anime. It's not canon to the manga, and they're supposed to be like brothers, and throwing a romance in it, just getting the incest out right away. So, but if they do, like, that'd be interesting too. They could be on screen longer, I don't know. They look great, by the way. The clip was, it was really hard, really hard to see them. They were the hardest to see out of everyone, but they do look good. And then we get the transformation sequence, which I was hoping they would just nix the transformation sequences altogether, but obviously that's a very magical girl thing. I think Sailor Moon started it, I'm not sure. It's very iconic, it's very, so I knew they'd have at least one transformation sequence. I hope they don't do it every episode, but if they do, I understand, I can put up with it. It's CGI. It's very CGI. If anything, it kind of looks more like Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon's transformation sequence. And I'm not sure my opinion on that yet. It's not quite as much of a intergalactic striptease as the first one, but it's still a waste of time if you ask me, but I don't care for transformation sequences, so. It looks good. I just kind of wish it wouldn't have been CGI, because it, obviously, you can tell way different than the rest. Also, one last thing, we get to hear Luna and Asagi's voice. We don't, oh, just real quick, we also saw Mamoru in the opening sequence, and he looks gorgeous. I love him. And he actually has his glasses. I love it. Anyways, we heard Asagi and Luna's voice, which I knew they kept the same voice actress for Asagi, and yeah, it's, same voice actress, but it's been 20 years, so I'm not sure if it's just the quality of the clip, but her voice sounds a bit like, obviously, a woman in her, 30s or 40s trying to sound like a teenager. That might change, though. Like I said, con clip, kind of hard to see here. Everything was a bit staticky. So, I don't know. I won't pass judgment on that yet. Anyways, tell me what you think down below, and I can't wait until Friday. I will make a video commenting on what I thought of the actual episode, and tell me what you're excited for. Tell me what you're looking forward to. Have you read the manga? Have you not? If you have, what's the one thing in the manga that you really want to see in this? For mine, it's the Silver Millennium and then the Outer Senshi family, which I know the Outer Senshi family is way off, but Silver Millennium definitely, and Serenity's Suicide. So, let me know. Subscribe if you like this video, and you'll get more coming. In the name of the moon, peace out, bro.